Hi everybody, welcome back to Goodnight Lighthouse. I'm Miss Dorothy and I'm here to read you another story. And I have a book tonight about saying goodnight. It's Goodnight Lighthouse and we have a book about saying goodnight. I have a book tonight about what happens when you try to go to bed and you say goodnight, but you just can't stop thinking. Every time you try to go to sleep, you think of something that wakes you up. Or you try to go to sleep and you think of something scary that makes you not want to go to sleep. That's called too many thoughts. And this book is called Good Night Thoughts. Good Night Thoughts. This is a book about somebody who tries to go to sleep, but they can't because of all the thoughts going on in their head. Scary thoughts, fun thoughts, happy thoughts, just a lot of thoughts that keep them awake. But they come up with a really good idea about how to shut off those thoughts. And we need to get into this book so we can find out what that is. Are you ready to get inside this book with Miss Dorothy? Good. I need you to sit up and listen up, because here we go. Good Night Thoughts, written by Max Greenfield, illustrated by James Serafino. Oh, I'm never going to fall asleep, says the boy who's lying in bed with his eyes wide open. My brain is too noisy, my thoughts are too jumpy. And every time I close my eyes, I'm afraid of all the scary stuff I see. Oh no, he's letting his imagination get carried away. And when he closes his eyes, he gets scared. Sometimes I see myself being chased by giant robot sharks. Other times I can see my toilet bowl overflowing with tarantulas. One time, I even saw a dentist. Oh, that's scary. How am I supposed to relax if all I can think about are robot sharks or tarantula toilets or the dentist? He's thinking way too much. This one time I tried to fall asleep and I saw the whole entire world pop into a piece of popcorn. Another time I thought my very best friend sailing off to sea on a pirate ship made of toast. My goodness. He has a really good imagination, but he shouldn't be thinking about all this stuff at bedtime. And just the other night, as soon as I closed my eyes, I fell off a cloud. But instead of falling down, I flew straight up towards the sun. It was the most scared I've ever been in my whole life because everything got so bright I couldn't see anything at all. Oh no. How am I ever going to fall asleep knowing that the world might pop like popcorn, or that my friend might sail away with pirates, or that I might fall from a cloud straight up towards the sun? Those things aren't going to happen. I wish these thoughts would stop bouncing around inside my head. He has got to stop thinking so much before sleep. Sometimes I try to have happy thoughts. I close my eyes really, really tight and try to imagine a baby panda opening its arms and giving me a hug. That's a happy thought. Other times I think about a choir of candy-covered donuts all singing my favorite songs. Ooh, that would be neat. And if I really can't fall asleep, if it feels like my brain won't ever calm down, I try to think about all the people who love me, holding hands and wearing every piece of clothing that they own. Well, that's fun, and you should think about the people that love you when you get scared. I try and I try and I try to think of baby pandas and singing donuts and everyone who loves me, but no matter how hard I try, I still can't fall asleep. Oh no. There's got to be a way to get him to stop thinking so much. But then I close my eyes again. I remember that my brain can be noisy and my thoughts are sometimes jumpy. And then I remember that all the noise and all the thoughts are just in my head. That's right. They're not real. They're just jumping around in your head. I'm not being eaten by a robot shark. My toilet isn't overflowing with tarantulas. And thank goodness there isn't a dentist in sight. As far as I can tell, the world hasn't popped into a piece of popcorn. My best friend is still here. And I'm not falling from a cloud. Now he's thinking right. Right now, everything is okay. And so am I. That's the way you want to think before you fall asleep, that everything is okay. You're just fine. Good night, thoughts. Wow, that boy had a lot of thoughts. He thought of the craziest crazy things. Every time he was closed his eyes, he thought he was being chased by robots. Why would he be getting chased by robots? And then he tried to have happy thoughts, but that didn't work. And he just kept having thoughts and thoughts and thoughts and thoughts. And he just kept thinking so much that he couldn't go to sleep. And finally, he said, I'm done. Good night to my thoughts. And he said goodnight to his thoughts and let it all go, closed his eyes, and fell comfy, cozy to sleep. I like this book. I like knowing that if we want to, we can just turn off those thoughts because they're not real. There's nothing to be afraid of. You don't have to lay in bed thinking about things. You just need to get into bed, get comfy, cozy, know that your mom and dad are there, and God is watching over you. You got nothing to worry about. All you need to do is go to sleep. That's a good book with good advice because it's time right now for all my friends to turn off those thoughts and go to sleep. I need you to get under your covers, get cuddled up, curled up, ready for a really good night's sleep. And tonight, when you're falling off to sleep and you wake up and you're falling off to sleep and you wake up, just relax. Everything's fine. Remember, you got your mom, you got your dad, you got so many people that love you, and God is watching over you. You've got nothing to think about. Just go to sleep right now because that's what time it is. So I hope you'll do that tonight. And if you're making too much noise and mom comes in and says, quiet down and go to sleep, you know what you're supposed to do. Obey, and obey right away. And then come back and see Miss Dorothy tomorrow because I'm going to be sitting right here ready to read another book to you. Bye! Thanks for reading with Miss Dorothy. I hope you enjoyed this book, and I hope you'll come back soon to read another. What's your favorite book? Drop Miss Dorothy a note and let me know. I'll go find it, and I'll read it to you. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you soon.